So Christopher Columbus is a name most people recognize, although most people don't know much of the story. Really, kind of the one thing we know Columbus is like 1492.
Sailed the ocean blue.
That's all we really know about Columbus, which actually, so we have a couple of coins that actually have Columbus's face on them. These are from 1893. 1892, there was a 400th anniversary. There was festivals all over America, and they did several coins in his honor, and it used to be, we recognized Columbus was somebody worth honoring.
It was a national event. I mean, everybody came out. They remade the boats, the first three, right? The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. Everybody came out to see it. It was this huge kind of national celebration because even back then, Columbus was a hero for America.
And the accusations that are really known today aren't really new accusations.
No,
I mean, people were saying that kind of stuff back then.
All the way back to his lifetime. So there really hasn't been anything new that has been discovered about Columbus. It's just all these accusations. Everybody knew they were bogus. They just didn't believe them.
So let's back up. Okay, so 1492, Columbus sails the ocean blue, right? He actually is trying to find a specific place where they're doing trade.
He's trying to get all the way out to the Orient, is what they called it, or India, Japan, China, the places where they got all their spices and where a lot of the kind of lucrative trade came from.
So there was a land trade route.
Yep.
The land trade route had been shut down in some of the Muslim wars that were going on. So Muslims are like, hey, you can't come this way anymore. Columbus is like, hey, I got a boat. Let me just sail. And actually, there was some way that you could already sail, but you really had to wind around. And he said, no, let me just, I think it's a globe. Let me just sail around. And he actually thought it was a very small circumference at the time.
He got his math wrong, but it was, great for everybody else.
And that's actually why when he lands in this island, he thinks he's actually landed kind of in India, right?
He thinks he's kind of in the islands on the outskirt of India. Not that he reached the mainland, but he's right there.
Which is where this idea of the Indians comes from, right? He lands, India, hey, Indians, which is kind of a weird thought, but the indigenous people were there, and the first tribe he encountered were the Taínos.
Yep, that's what we call them today, part of the Arawak language group in the Caribbean, and they were actually Columbus says they were the greatest people on the face of the planet. The nicest.
Wait a second. Columbus is writing about Indians. He's writing actually to Ferdinand and Isabella, right, when he's saying
King
this.
and Queen.
And he's saying, these are the greatest people I've ever met.
Says that they're the nicest, the most generous, the most caring people.
Now, did he enslave them? Probably.
No.
What? Now, wait a second. He says they're amazing, and he actually, when he goes back after this first voyage, he actually takes some of these Indians, not enslaving them, right?
Takes them back to
come with me.
Get an education. In fact, one of them actually stays in Spain for the rest of his life. Becomes basically a member of the royal family inside the royal court and lives there the rest of his life in Spain. The rest of them actually come back with him and serve as his translators and interpreters on the rest of his voyage, going to the other tribes in the Caribbean saying, look, this is our friend Columbus. He's great. He comes from this land far away where there's great kings and queens, and you should be his friend.
So from his first voyage, he doesn't enslave anybody. He doesn't murder anybody. He's not racist. So again, where do these accusations come from? Well, he didn't just take one journey, he actually took multiple journeys. So we better keep digging and find out what else is there to the story of Columbus.